QIPCO British Champions Fillies and Mares Stakes field leave the stalls. They are off and racing. Early on, Cressi jumps well. No one appears really to put their foot to the floor early. Nymphia from wider out is sidling forward, and Igugu is holding a position on the rails. Whaler races in fourth place early on with seal of approval. At this stage, Hot Snap settles into about sixth place, just ahead of Talent. And from that wider out gate, Dalcala crossed behind the field and is last of all. A little free Cressi on the descent, racing quite keenly. Johnny Murtagh keeping a tight hold of her head. Likewise, Igugu on the rails, casting her head from side to side, closer to the rails for Pat Cosgrave. Nymphia's white face trying to get in behind the front two with Whaler. Then behind the seal of approval, Dalcala out wider on the course. Hot Snap and Talent are bringing up the rear early on, but they haven't gone that fast to this point. And out in front, Igugu now about to be joined by Nymphia, who crosses over and gives Cressi some respite in third. In fourth is Whaler ahead of seal of approval. Just punched along is Hot Snap, not travelling great early on. In sixth place ahead of Talent in the stripes, and towards the outside is Dalcala. So they now begin the turn and climb uphill. And moving through to lead, it's the German filly Nymphia by a length from the South African raider Igugu in second. For Ireland, Cressi is in third place. Just behind these in fourth is Whaler as they pass the six. Seal of approval comes next. Hot Snap still flicking on and off the bridle. Talent's had to go right back to ensure some clear daylight as Dalcala moves past that one on the outside. So making their progress now, up inside the final five. Nymphia's now being allowed her head, leads by over a length from Igugu in second and Cressi in third. Whaler and seal of approval from Hot Snap. Talent now begins to move closer, still travels well towards the back of the field, just trying to avoid covering ground on the outside of Dalcala as they make the turn in. So it's Nymphia who leads. Igugu poised to have first crack, Cressi. Talent improves, circling the field with the red cap to dispute fourth with seal of approval. Dalcala, Christophe Soumillon also riding a patient race. Hot Snap continues to be ridden along. Nymphia leads the turn for home. Igugu asks for the effort. Cressi for Johnny Murtagh coming there strongly again. Then seal of approval. Talent asked to pick up. Dalcala just being given time to find her stride, but he's staying on. Cressi and Igugu about to be joined by Talent and Dalcala down the outside. Nymphia towards the inside. It's Cressi out in front. Seal of approval for the shot. He's throwing down the challenge and it's a real threat. Seal of approval, the outsider of the field, has moved through to lead. Cressi, Talent and Dalcala can't go on, and seal of approval for George Baker and James Fanshawe is coming clear to win the Fillies and Mares. Seal of approval stamped her authority and won decisively.
And they're off. Actually to a really good line given the antics beforehand. Silksari just niggled along early to try and take a position as wider out We'll Go Walking edges across from the wide stall. Hadatha is another one that's tacking over. Closest to the rails is Al Bashara in company with seal of approval. That leaves Chiquita a little bit out on a limb early with Cubanita pushing up underneath that one. Madam Chang and Tassadeh towards the back of the main body of the field with Silksari, and right at the rear of the field as they make their way through the first couple of furlongs is Pollyanna. So We'll Go Walking has crossed over to the rails as they enter the final 10 furlongs. Hadatha in second place, just ahead of the white cap of Al Bashara, who is now in line with Chiquita, who's got a much nicer position, just tracking Hadatha at this stage. As the leader presses on, Cubanita on the outside of Tassadeh. Seal of approval has three behind. They are Silksari, who's on the outside of Madam Chiang, and last of all is Pollyanna. So We'll Go Walking, doing a little more than that at the moment and galloping on towards the 7 with a lead of about 5 lengths now. Hadatha shows in second place. In third, that is shared between Chiquita, who races on the outside of Al Bashara. They move off Hadatha's quarters. Cubanita comes next with Tassadeh, last year's winner, seal of approval. Still just shunted along Silksari, who's still in touch, but from an early stage has been off the bridle. Madam Chang still towards the back with Pollyanna. We'll Go Walking coming back to the field now, and Hadatha is just moved out to get clear daylight behind the leader as the distance between them is now only a length. Up on the outside, improving is Al Bashara, the grey Tassadeh, the big white face of Cubanita, purple jacket of Chiquita, then seal of approval on the inside of Silksari. Pollyanna's beginning to make some ground from the rear of the field, and Madam Chiang is now the back marker. We'll Go Walking trying to kick on again, but Hadatha and Al Bashara now join her as the race begins to take shape. Chiquita moves forward. Pollyanna right round the outside is trying trying to improve. Still Cubanita's white face, and Madam CHIANG also up the inside. A lot of chances here. Al-Bashara moves to the lead, pressed by Chiquita. Cubanita, Pollyanna the next two. Hadatha, Madam CHIANG continues to stay on. Seal of approval, has a lot to do. It's Chiquita on the outside of Al-Bashara. Cubanita comes next behind these. In fourth place is Pollyanna. 3 wide with a furlong and a bit to go. Chiquita moves to the lead. Madam CHIANG on the far side, the green cap continues to come home well. Cubanita as well. Then behind these in fourth place, Pollyanna getting the wobbles. Chiquita out in front. Madam CHIANG has now moved through to the lead, and Chiquita hangs badly. And Madam CHIANG, the handler's perseverance rewarded.
And they're off. Mile and a half in front of the field. Simple Verse jumps out well from that wide out stall, but the rider just hangs fire for a moment or two to see what develops in front, and Journey and also Arabian Queen moving forward. Covert Love drops onto their heels. Simple Verse trying to negotiate a way in, but is posted a little wide as Tapestry and Khaleesi along with Speedy Boarding just make it a little bit tricky. Journey gradually tracking over, although a few of them are choosing to shun the rail early on as they make their way through the first couple of furlongs. So Arabian Queen and Journey are the front two, tracked by Tapestry in the dark blue and Covert Love in the hoops. Still posted wide, Simple Verse of Speedy Boarding, and up the inside, the dark blue of Beautiful Romance. Candelier comes next with Khaleesi towards the outside. Madam CHIANG is towards the rear early on with Bocca Bocciata and also Lady Tiana towards the rear of the field. So it's Arabian Queen. Simple Verse presses on again in order to avoid covering ground as they approach Swinley Bottom, although unfortunately Journey also pokes out, and once again Simple Verse has to try and get in. Tapestry shows in fourth place as they now make the turn. Covert Love ahead of Khaleesi 5 and 6. Beautiful Romance comes next with Candelier. Behind these Bocca Bocciata, then Madam CHIANG towards the rear in company as well with Lady Tiana. So making their way up the side of the racecourse. Champion jockey elect Silvestre de Souza cutting out a decent tempo here, trying to stretch them out, leads by 2. Journey is in second place. Simple Verse and Tapestry ahead of Covert Love. Beautiful Romance in the next little wave. Khaleesi posted on the outside with Speedy Boarding, then Candelier, who's moved off the rails and he's shunted along by Sumion. Bocca Bocciata, Lady Tiana, and last year's winner Madam CHIANG is last of all. Turning for home, and it's Arabian Queen. Journey's riders cast a glance beside to see what there is behind. Simple Verse leads them up with Covert Love, then Beautiful Romance, Khaleesi down the outside with Tapestry, Speedy Boarding, Lady Tiana, Bocca Bocciata. 2.5 furlongs to go. Arabian Queen out in front. Journey in second place for Frankie Dettori. Simple Verse, Covert Love down the outside, Khaleesi wider out, Bocca Bocciata. Frankie takes over again on Journey. Simple Verse into second, Covert Love, Khaleesi down the outside with Bocca Bocciata. It is Journey out in front with a furlong and a half to go. Simple Verse in pursuit, Bocca Bocciata down the outside. Journey with Simple Verse throwing down a sustained challenge. Journey, Simple Verse coming at Journey. Journey narrowly, Simple Verse takes it up. No doubt this time, Simple Verse, the ledger winner, won the British Champions, Fillies and Mares. And they're off and racing. Racing for the Fillies and Mares then. Out pretty well is Pretty Perfect. Just chased along slightly. Seventh Heaven having crossed behind the field and sneaking up the inside running rail. So Seventh Heaven crossed behind them from stall 13, and he's being pushed up by Ryan Moore to try and get on the inside. He's found the rail as his stable companion Pretty Perfect leads early on. Journey in second place, bit of traffic right behind that front two with Zakova, who's holding the inside running rail with Architecture. Promising Run caught a little bit short of room between horses with California as they all jostle for position. Bit rough and ready in midfield. Even Song appeared to take a bump. Architecture comes next. Seventh Heaven has found the running rail. Bocca Bocciata is very keen on the outside. And then Batil is now trying to put some pace to the race. Pretty Perfect is striding on, but so far has been rather ignored by the rest of the field. So as they turn at the far end, a tactical first half mile. Pretty Perfect trying to split the field up. Leads by 4 lengths from Journey in second. Then California, who races on the outside of Zukova, and between the pair Promising Run. Mid-division for Speedy Boarding in the black and white on the outside of Architecture. Bocca Bocciata more restraint today on the outside of Even Song. Seventh Heaven is in about 8th or 9th place at the moment, just ahead of Queen's Trust. Maleficent Queen is still towards the tail of the field in company with Batil, as still rather left alone in front. Pretty Perfect has a lead as they pass the 5 furlong pole of a good 7 to 8 lengths here. Journey in second, then California. Zukova holds the rail with Promising Run. Speedy Boarding's partner is Architecture. Then Even Song
Song trying to creep closer, but still with traffic between herself and the front is Seventh Heaven, then Queen's Trust as they make the turn. It is Pretty Perfect still out in front and still has a clear lead. It's 5 lengths from Journey in second place. Promising Run California and Zukova are the next to corner from Speedy Boarding. Then behind these Seventh Heaven on the inside of Even Song, and still Pretty Perfect for Shamie Heffernan has the lead. It's 4 lengths in the sights. Journey for Frankie Dettori beginning to close down quickly. Then Architecture, Speedy Boarding. Seventh Heaven's had to come wide now, and then Even Song. Journey moving through to try and press Pretty Perfect. Behind these Speedy Boarding, Architecture, Queen's Trust and Seventh Heaven. Journey strikes the front and begins to surge clear. Journey settled this with a turn of foot. Runner-up 12 months ago. No doubt this time. Frankie celebrates. Journey, a great trip and won so well.
And they're off racing for this, the QIPCO British Champions Fillies and Mares Stakes, Group 1 over 1.5 miles. And out well was Alyssa on the outside of the Juliet Rose. Batial in the red jacket, caught a little wide early on. Journey is handy, left hand in the blue-white sleeves. Hydrangea caught a little wide in the run down towards Swinley Bottom in purple and white. And then Wild Irish Rose on the inside of Horseplay, Coronet, and the Black Princess is at the rear of the field. So Alyssa, who made so much of the running to win the Park Hill at Doncaster, is going to make this a stern test by the look of things. The Juliet Rose in second, and then back in third is last year's winner Journey in the headgear, restrained as they run downhill. Still caught out wide is Hydrangea. Back on the inside left hand ahead of Batial in that red jacket. Hugging the rail is Wild Irish Rose in a dark blue jacket as they now race into Swinley Bottom, followed by Coronet, Horseplay, the Black Princess. Taking the right-hander and about to pass the 7 furlong marker, and it's Alyssa from in second place, the Juliet Rose. These two taking few prisoners. 2 lengths then to left-hand Journey. Hydrangea's on the outside of Batial, Wild Irish Rose, Coronet, Horseplay and the Black Princess. Inside the last 3/4 of a mile, Alyssa by 1.5 lengths to the Juliet Rose. Left hand just creeping up the inside. Journey is full of running at this stage, racing very powerfully in the hands of Frankie Dettori. Hydrangea making a move in the purple jacket on the outside. Then Batial waited with in the hands of Pierre-Charles Boudot, followed by Coronet. They're well grouped together now. Wild Irish Rose, Horseplay, the Black Princess. Some of these will need some luck in running up the straight as they head towards the right-hander. And it's Alyssa who's trying to turn the screw now. From in second, the Juliet Rose. Journey still powering along in third place. Hydrangea is pushed up on the outside. Will she stay? Will she bloom? Or will she wilt as they head to the home straight? Behind these left hand on the inside, Batial is now pulled out, and out wide is Coronet. Hydrangea coming through to challenge Journey and the Juliet Rose, and Hydrangea took it up, but Batial is hard on her case now, unleashed by Pierre-Charles Boudot. Hydrangea and Batial, they come close together, they touched, and Hydrangea is finding more in the hands of Ryan Moore. It's from the far side, Hydrangea. Batial is half a length down. Coronet running on in third, and Hydrangea, she's getting the trip marvellously well, and Hydrangea sees it out to win the Fillies and Mares. And they're all set to go for the QIPCO British Champions Fillies and Mares Stakes. And they're away over the 1.5 miles. Broadway looks like being dropped in early, was slow to stride. Bye Bye Baby going up on the inside of God Given and Pilasta. Out wide is Hydrangea in the purple cap. Kite Surf tracking these. Magical towards the inside in the white cap. Lati Dar was drawn wide. He's just caught a little wide in the run downhill towards Swinley Bottom. Sizzling towards the back of the field with Broadway as God Given and Bye Bye Baby take them along. Lati Dar is very handy out wide a little keenly. Looking to get in a little bit now, Frankie Dettori, but in a handy position with Hydrangea towards the outside of Lati Dar. Pilasta in the red, white and blue round the inside. Kite Surf, the blue of Godolphin, is tracking the leaders. Out wide is Coronet, and they're followed by Magical in the white cap up the inside. Sizzling is towards the second half of the field together with Broadway, and they swing right-handed now at Swinley Bottom, and Flattering is the back marker in the pink cap, swinging right-handed right-handed. And Bye Bye Baby continues to take them along from God Given a length down in second. A half length away to Palasta. Then the favourite Lati Dar, a length and a half behind these in fourth place. Hydrangea's out wide of Magical. Then in the midfield, Kite Surf still held on to from Coronet inside the six, followed by Sizzling round the inside, Broadway, and Flattering at the back of the field. Still Bye Bye Baby, one of 6 runners here for Aidan O'Brien leading the way. God Given and Jamie Spencer in second. Palasta a half length away third. Then comes Frankie on the favourite Lati Dar, the pink jacket, in fourth place, well positioned. Got plenty of racing room there towards the outside. Out wide of Lati Dar is Hydrangea as they run into the bend, followed by Magical round the inner of Kite Surf. Coronet just being stoked up, and then Broadway and Flattering about to swing the corner. Bye Bye Baby coming under pressure. God Given, Trav as well. Here's Lati Dar almost making a line of 3. Out wide almost a line of 4 with Hydrangea picking up. Kite Surf in behind as the sprint is on. Lati Dar is committed, but God Given going with her. But now she begins to assert. Lati Dar just edging across to the inside rail. Here's Magical chasing after Frankie here. Ryan Moore is hunting down Lati Dar, and Magical goes on by Lati Dar. Kite Surf third. Coronet with a big run down the outside. Magical leads the way inside the final furlong. Coronet trying to make inroads. Their favourite Lati Dar is only third. Magical is driven right out from Coronet, and Magical for the win in the Fillies and Mares. They're off, away they go, and a pretty level break. Sparkle, Roll and Nausea just the last 2 to leave the stalls. In the early strides, Delphinia is going forward on the outside of Annapurna. Starcatcher getting across from a wide out draw in the red cap under Frankie Dettori, followed by South Sea Pearl, and they are followed then by Sun Maiden and Tanawa, with Antonia de Vega just behind these as they race on the journey to Swindley Bottom. Fleeting's on the inside just ahead of Antonia de Vega, and then towards the outside is Classique. They're kicking up plenty of turf on this descent. Towards the rear is Sparkle Roll, and also at the back Nausea is being held on to, and Pink Dogwood in the purple cap is last of all. Delphinia and Shamie Heffernan leading the way to Annapurna on the outside of South Sea Pearl. In fourth is the favourite Starcatcher, followed by Tanara and Sun Maiden, and then on the inside is Fleeting in the all dark blue jacket, followed by Classique, Antonia de Vega, Sparkle Roll, Nausea, and lastly and pushed along is Pink Dogwood. Swinging right-handed now on the run inside the final 7 furlongs as they meet the rising ground. Delphinia from Annapurna in second, a half length down. Pushed along in third was South Sea Pearl. Frankie Dettori in fourth aboard Starcatcher, followed then by Tanawa, and then behind these on the outside is Classique, and they're followed by Fleeting as they continue on now inside the final 5. Tanawa is still there up on the outside as also Sun Maiden has a chance and is about 6th or 7th inside the final 4 furlongs, and Delphinia continues to lead the way from Annapurna. They've been 1 and 2 all the way. South Sea Pearl is now driving around the inside. Starcatcher still travels well in fourth, followed by Tanawa and then Sun Maiden as they swing the corner with 2.5 furlongs left to travel. Further back is Sparkle Roll with plenty on. Fleeting is trying to stay on from Tanawa as Delphinia kicks from the front. 2 lengths to South Sea Pearl. Annapurna, Starcatcher now being asked for her efforts. Sun Maiden is running on well down the outside. Wider still is Classique. Sun Maiden and Starcatcher attacking Delphinia. Fleeting on the far side, but the gap is closing on Fleeting, and it's Sun Maiden, Starcatcher and Delphinia. 3 fillies in a line as they race up towards the final 100 yards. Delphinia, Starcatcher with a head down drive near side under Frankie Dettori. Starcatcher has won it from Delphinia. Fillies and Mares Stakes, Group 1, they're off, starting off from the 1.5 mile gate. Thundering Knights on the inside, pushed along, and a little slow to gather stride. Cabaletta towards the rear of the field as well. Manuela de Vega is jumped out wide in the red cap ahead of Wonderful Tonight, followed by Antonia de Vega. Gold Wand is a little key running down the hill, and also handy in the pink is Passion. Dan Mayo is right there, red cap 1 off the inside. Right up the inner in the white cap is Frankly Darling, followed then by Laburnum. Gold Wand just out wide of those, then Medaille towards the rear, Even So, and Cabaletta. So Manuela de Vega just a couple of yards or so off the fence leads the way to Frankly Darling and Wonderful Tonight. They're followed by Antonia de Vega on the outside in the blue cap, and then Dan Mayo with a little bit of cover now under Hat-Trick Sea backing Holly Doyle. Then Thundering Knights round the inner. Gold Wand is next from Passion and Cabaletta and Medallion, Laburnum, and Even So, the Irish Oaks winner at the tail of the field. Swinging round the bottom right-hander, now entering the final 7 furlongs. And Manuela de Vega by a length to Wonderful Tonight. Dan Mayo is a couple of lengths further back on the outside of Frankly Darling. Antonia de Vega just shaken up from Passion on her inside. Thundering Knights and Cabaletta as they race up the hill, followed further back by Gold Wand. Laburnum still towards the rear of the field along with Even So. So climbing towards the final 5 furlongs, and Manuela de Vega has made all the running so far, shadowed in second by Wonderful Tonight. A couple of lengths then to Frankly Darling from Dan Mayo and Antonia de Vega on the outside. Thundering Knights is back on the inside just behind Frankly Darling, then Passion. Out wide Medallion trying to make some ground from Gold Wand, Laburnum, Cabaletta and Even So. Now into the home turn, and Wonderful Tonight goes on into the lead past Manuela de Vega, chased by Dan Mayo as they race past the 3 furlong marker, and it's Wonderful Tonight who turns first from Dan Mayo in second place. Further back Manuela de Vega, and Medallion is getting on terms in the hands of Frankie Dettori going into third. Even So staying on down the outside of Passion. They run on towards the final furlong and a half. Wonderful Tonight by a couple of lengths. Medallion now into second ahead of Dan Mayo, and then Passion, and behind these Even So. Wonderful Tonight passes the furlong marker, staying on gamely. Dan Mayo still giving chase in second. Medallion's effort just petering out from Passion and racing up towards the line. Wonderful Tonight is holding Dan Mayo, and Wonderful Tonight in wonderful form in France and now at Ascot. Wonderful Tonight ready, and they're off. Snowfall perhaps the slowest to leave the stalls, but has recovered past Invite, who's dropped in towards the inside. Going forward is Mystery Angel from La Joconde, and these two have opened up about 4 lengths clear of ESHAADA in third. Then Alba Flora towards the inside, followed by Snowfall and Lady Hayes next to the running rail in the dark cap and the white sleeves. Tribal Craft is second last in the early stages, and Invite remains switched off in last place as they make the run downhill and reasonably well strung out, with Mystery Angel on the inside of La Joconde. They're still 3 or 4 lengths clear of ESHAADA, and they're followed then by Alba Flora, the favourite. Snowfall on the outside of Lady Hayes. Snowfall in 6th place at the moment of the 8 runners. Tribal Craft, and lastly Invite. Running round the bottom right-hander at Swinley Bottom. Mystery Angel and La Joconde now racing as 1, 3, 4 lengths back to ESHAADA in third. Alba Flora in 4th, followed by Snowfall, the Triple Oaks winner on the outside of Lady Hayes, Tribal Craft and the nose banded Invite. Running uphill now and on their way, passing the 6 furlong marker, and at this point La Joconde is sent ahead by Holly Doyle, who's already having a very good day again on Champions Day. La Joconde from Mystery Angel, Alba Flora, Lady Hayes is on the inside. ESHAADA's just tracking the leaders still, then Snowfall and Invite and Tribal Craft. Racing towards the final half mile, and then soon they'll be swinging right-handed for home. La Joconde the leader, Mystery Angel, ESHAADA, then Lady Hayes creeping around the inside of Alba Flora. No move from Snowfall yet. Ryan Moore's only got 2 behind him, and they are Tribal Craft and Invite. About to swing the corner, passing the 3 furlong marker, and La Joconde out in front, but ridden now to maintain the advantage over Mystery Angel. ESHAADA travels well in third. Alba Flora, Snowfall will probably be pulled to the outside, and here she comes, followed by Lady Hayes, Invite and Tribal Craft. ESHAADA took it up from Alba Flora as Snowfall into third, just hanging a little as they race on to the final furlong. ESHAADA from Alba Flora. Snowfall needs to do more. It's ESHAADA on the far side of Alba Flora. Snowfall looks beat in third. Alba Flora is wearing away at ESHAADA. ESHAADA far side, Alba Flora near side, and it's ESHAADA. ESHAADA on the far side from Alba Flora, and they're away. Jumping out well was ESHAADA, last year's winner in the blue and white. Sweet Lady out wide, who made all the running in the Prix Vermeil. Ross Carberry going forward as well. Sela Rosa in a yellow jacket is handy towards the inside, with Tom Marquand looking to get across to the running rail and head off the 2 greys, Alba Flora and Thunder Kiss. Emily Upjohn is just behind the leaders towards the outside in the pink jacket. Out wide Emily Dickinson, just wide of Very Elegant. And then Lilac Road, Eternal Pearl, Insinuendo, Mimic You and Stay Alert at the rear of the field as they now run towards Swinley Bottom and the mile marker in this British Champions Fillies and Mares Stakes, the QIPCO British Champions Fillies and Mares, and it's Ross Carberry that leads the way. Sweet Lady second, Sealer Roaster is third. Then in fourth is ESHAADA, Alba Flora is fifth on the inside. Thunder Kiss is next from Eternal Pearl as they now emerge out of Swinley Bottom. After the midfield horses are Lilac Road, and then further back to Mimic You and Very Elegant and Insinuendo, Emily Dickinson and Stay Alert as they now pass the 6 furlong marker. So Ross Carberry continues to lead to Sweet Lady in second. Sealer Rosa is a handy third. Then in fourth ESHAADA. The 2 greys still very handy. Alba Flora on the inside of Thunder Kiss. Emily Upjohn is well in touch. Pink Jacket Frankie Dettori followed out wide by Very Elegant. Then Lilac Road just behind Thunder Kiss. Mimic You is back on the inside. Emily Dickinson wider from Insinuendo and Stay Alert as they now run into the home turn with just over 3 furlongs left to cover. Fairly steadily run race perhaps. Ross Carberry kicking from the front from Sweet Lady and Sealer Rosa, followed by ESHAADA who travels well, shadowed by Emily Upjohn. Very Elegant is pulled to the outside, chasing hard Alba Flora from Thunder Kiss, and then Elegant Pearl down the home run. A wide open race. Emily Upjohn now being produced by Frankie Dettori to lead on the outside of ESHAADA is Emily Upjohn that gallops into the lead from ESHAADA. Ross Carberry, then Thunder Kiss. Lilac Road stays on, but entering the final furlong it's Emily Upjohn. She's out clear. She's 2.5, 3 lengths clear of Thunder Kiss giving chase, but they're all chasing in vain, and Emily Upjohn bounces back to win the QIPCO British Champions Fillies and Mares.